bitch, you let me on my own. Ay, onto that dirty now.
Peace. What's up, guys? How's it going? Let's talk about and discuss Impact Wrestling for December the 1st, 2022. Overall, this show was decent. I actually enjoyed most of the show. So we kicked the show off with Bully Ray. He cuts a promo. So Bully said that he was nervous for the fans, but said that the crowd may not be familiar as he was from New York while in Kentucky. But he proceeded to slap a kid in the face and kick a fan with a "fuck you, Bully" sign. Then Bully said that he did everything he said he would do and that he would challenge Josh Alexander to a match honorably. But he retaliated against Alexander for never trusting him. Bully said that as great as Alexander was, he's not smart like him and called himself the smartest man in the business. Bully ran down on Alexander for bringing his wife in the same building as him, knowing his history with Impact. Bully said Josh should take his time and recover, but told him he wanted him to be there at Hard to Kill. And then out of nowhere, Rich Swann attacked Bully from behind. He hit a dive. First match of the night, Swann versus Bully Ray. This was a DQ. So Bully took a chair and whacked Swann with it. Post-match, we had a long fucking beatdown segment. It went on for 5 minutes. So, post-match, Bully, he attacked Swann with a chair. He hit him 3 times with the steel chair. Then, he got a zip tie, and he tried to attack Swann some more. Dreamer, he came out and made the save. So, Bully and Dreamer, they jaw-jack back and forth. Bully pushes Dreamer to the mat, shoves him. Scott D'Amore comes out, and him and Bully, they start, jaw-jacking. So D'Amore throws his jacket at Bully, and then Scott calls Bully a piece of shit, and then Bully told Scott that he agreed and that he was a piece of shit, but reminded D'Amore that he was the one who hired him. So, I like this segment. It was great, but it was too long. This took up the first 30 minutes of the show, and we could have done all this in about maybe the first 15 to 20 minutes. The promo itself was not long. Same with the match, but the post-match stuff was a little bit too much, in my opinion. Way too fucking long. They could have easily cut it down like at least 5 minutes. At least. That's just me, though. Moving on. So, there was a video vignette of Trey Miguel. So, he painted the Rascals logo on the title, saying that the new look represent the future of the division. So I'm loving the heel turn that we are starting to see from Miguel, and I'm glad that they turned him heel. He needed this. Now, it's interesting that he did that he painted the Rascals logo on the championship. Makes me think that they'll probably end up bringing back Zachary Wentz, a.k.a. Nash Carter, when he was in WWE. So they'll probably end up bringing him back. That'll be kind of cool. It's interesting, though. It really is. Moving on. Moose versus Progender. So, Moose wins via the spear. Post-match, Moose said he never wanted to hear Bully Ray's name again, but made the fatal mistake of saying the phrase, say his name. So, that came out to our boy, Joe Hendry. And Hendry told Moose that he knew a cry for help when he saw Moose on. Hendry and Moose, they brought in the ring, and then they continued to brawl, Hendry and Moose, but Moose dropped him with a big boot, a pump kick. Hendry got up and wanted some more, but Pagender, he speared Moose. So this is interesting here. I think what they could do and what they should really do is have Moose and Joe Hendry have a little feud. We don't need Moose to become digital media champion. We don't need that at all. That shit needs to be basically destroyed and kind of bring back the television title in its place. That's what they should honestly do. But it seems like that's what they're going to do. Hendry and Moose would be a good matchup. I want to see them go. I don't know why Pagender is in the mix. I just don't know. Maybe he's just there just to be there for right now. Because they were kind of high on him at one point. But now they kind of have soured on him. Moving on. Oh my God. Mike fucking Bailey. So Mike Bailey was interviewed backstage by Jim Miller, saying that he would like to believe that he would be Axstv champion if it wasn't for Kenny King. Bailey said that he would not let King's antics affect him, and said that his goals and focus are going to be exactly what they were. So he's going to continue to, become an Axstv champion. Who gives a fuck? It's not going to happen. Moving on. So we got a little video package for the main event, Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo 3. With Mickie James' career being on the line, the last rodeo. I was shocked that they did this, because when I found out about it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, why are they doing this when that really should be at either like Rebellion, or they could even do it at Slammiversary. I don't know, but after what happened in the main event, I see why they did that. So, but I'm not, too thrilled about it, but I don't think that you should give a match like that away on free television. That's just me. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Steve Maclin versus Frankie Kazarian. So, Frankie wins via DQ. Maclin gets a steel chair, beats the shit out of Frankie. He hits the KIA, and Maclin dips out. Okay, I'm fine with this. I understand that Maclin can't lose. I understand that Frankie Kazarian can't lose, but we couldn't do like a no contest. We couldn't do a double count out or something like that. Or referee stoppage, something. I don't know, but we don't need a fucking DQ. It shouldn't have happened like that. That's just me. They need to really push Steve Maclin and continue to actually push him. He has to be the one to fucking dethrone Josh Alexander. It's got to happen. It has to. Josh Alexander is tremendously fucking boring. Tremendously boring. Savannah Evans and Tasha Steelz, they're backstage. They're arguing after they lost it to the Death Dolls. So Steelz asked Evans to face Taya Valkyrie next week. And if there's anything that she could teach her, she'd be willing to learn. Now, I don't know if they're going to split up Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans, but they don't. I like both women. I do. But I feel that Savannah Evans needs a little bit more time in the kitchen to get cooking instead of being on her own. That's just my opinion, and that's what I would do if I was booking things. I don't want her and Tasha Steelz to split up. just not right now. They could do it later on down the line, but not right now. Savannah Evans needs just a little bit more seasoning. Gia Miller, she was interviewing Eddie Edwards. So Eddie says that he wanted to bury the past, and it was affecting his marriage, but emphasized that he does not regret anything he did in 2022 because he did it for a reason. And Eddie says he was then confronted by Delirious backstage, and the two stared each other down. I have no idea why we're doing this, unless there's going to be another faction of some sort. I don't know. I don't even know if Delirious is even an exclusive Impact talent. I don't know. He probably is not, because Impact is not really a mainstay these days. But it's interesting to see where this shit goes. So Heath and Rhino, they were backstage. They were confronted by Motion Machine Guns. So Heath agreed with the Guns to a tag match. But Rhino said that he would rip their fucking faces and fucking hearts apart and rip them apart. Rip them apart in half with his words, gore, gore, gore. What the fuck? I have no idea what they're doing with Rhino, but I'm ready for Rhino to be a producer. I really am ready for him to be a producer. It's time for him to hang up the boots. It really is. I'd much rather would see Heath Slater as a singles, or Heath as a singles. I think it would be a lot better. I think that Heath would actually be a really solid world champion, as well as a solid X Division champion. Heath has all the tools to become a star. He really does. And he's very marketable. I like Heath. And they should really push him. They need to. Main event. Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo 3. So, towards the end of the match, it was an O'Connor roll by Purrazzo, but Mickie, she reversed it, and then she held on to the tights for the win. I really didn't like that. I think that if you were going, I really didn't like that because of how the finish happened. I thought it was an okay finish, but the reason why I didn't like it was because if you were going to give us that, we should have had a definitive winner clean. But it does honestly make sense. And the reason it makes sense is because Jordynne Grace came out to challenge Mickie James. So Jordynne Grace came to the ring. She confronted Mickie James. Grace told James that it was finally time and challenged James to a title versus career match at Hard to Kill. Mickie James, she accepted, and that was it. So the reason why I think it was good is because I think what they're going to do with Mickie is they're going to have Mickie James be the one to defeat Jordynne Grace. But Jordynne Grace has to be a heel. She needs to turn heel. We can't have a babyface versus babyface. So she's going to have to either be a tweener or a full-fledged heel. I would prefer her to be a full-fledged heel, but this is Impact. I think she could be fine with being a tweener. And I do think that they're going to revisit Deonna Purrazzo and Mickie James probably at either Rebellion or Slammiversary. Probably Slammiversary because it makes the most sense. That's their version of SummerSlam. And that's when we see Mickie James lose to Deonna Purrazzo, and Deonna Purrazzo wins the Knockouts World Championship. I think that's where this is all going to lead. We're going to get, a fourth match between the two, but it's fine because you can continue to tell the story that Mickie James, she had to cheat to win. So you could tell that story. And I do think that's what is going to happen anyway. It actually makes the most sense to me. I really do think that. Because there's no one else that can send Mickie James home but Deonna Purrazzo. You can't do it with Jordynne Grace. You can't do it with Masha Slamovich. Although you could if she didn't lose to Jordynne Grace back at Overdrive. That was a dumb decision in my opinion. Because now, what do you do with Masha? And I thought that they were going to use Masha in the spot, but I highly doubt it because, she's been beaten by Jordynne Grace twice. So what do you do with Masha? Like, what do you do? It fucking sucks. But that's probably what they'll do with Deonna Purrazzo and Mickie James. We'll probably have those two collide one final time at Slammiversary, where Deonna sends Mickie James home, and she probably will go to WWE. Speaking of that, what actually closed the show, Eric Young and Deonna. So there was a vignette at a prison to relive why Deonna joined Violent by Design. So Deonna said he would do anything to eliminate the sickness, but Eric Young asked Deonna what if the sickness was in the room. And so Deonna, he hesitated at first and said yes, he would. And then Young agreed to it, and they fought to get a knife. The two fought in a prison room. They gouged each other's eyes out. Eric Young was bloodied from the fist of Deonna. And Eric Young told Deonna to kill the sickness. To which Deonna, he got the knife, and Eric Young told Deonna that he would now be the design to eliminate the sickness. And so Deonna, he stabbed Eric Young, and as Young said, I was the designer, you are the design, and Deonna smiled to the camera, and that was it. So Deonna is now officially Violence. I don't know if Deonna should have been the one to lead Violent by Design. I don't think he needed to have Eric Young, quote unquote, killed off. But, I guess it makes sense. So, it seems like he's going back to the WWE. He probably will either be a producer, or we could actually put him with, I want to say, in NXT, and you could put him with Schism, or you could reunite him with Nikki Cross on the main roster. But Eric Young, to me, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with him leaving. But Deonna taking over Violent by Design, I can't get with that shit. I just can't. I'm not a fan of Deonna. I'm not. I feel like they could have done something better than this. But I don't think that Deonna has what it takes to actually be able to lead Violent by Design. I really don't. I felt like he should have been taken out, Deonna, a long time ago. Eric Young should have taken Deonna out a long time ago and had him replaced. So, I don't know. Overall, this was a good episode of Impact. I enjoyed it. I'm interested in see what they're going to do with Mickie James. I'm interested how Violent by Design is going to work now that EY is officially gone. And I want to see how this bully situation with Josh Alexander, how that shit plays out. We all know that Josh Alexander is going to win at Hard to Kill. But who's going to be the one to challenge Josh Alexander. So all in all, it was a good show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Hopefully, Eric Young can be a producer in WWE and not really be on the main roster.
Everybody has a heroine, trying to find